Show&tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching the Summer Hikaru Died Season 1, Episode 4. In the last episode we had Yoshiki at first was trying to push Hikaru away, kind of got to the breaking point where he was like, it's not Hikaru, I can't deal with it anymore, I don't want anything to do with him, and rejected him. But then he realized, like, the girls in his class kind of talked about how Hikaru was really clingy and he needed him and he was kind of like a baby that, and his mother or something, that Yoshiki felt like, I guess felt like this protectiveness and like, okay. I mean, his perspective shifted and he kind of started seeing Hikaru, or rather the thing inside Hikaru, as like this needy thing that really needed him. So he just accepted Hikaru, or Nonuki. And now I don't know where we're going with this now. It is interesting because I saw some people talk about how this is like a metaphor for homophobia, or at least some aspects of this story are like, they can be interpreted that way. I can definitely see it, but then I have like this conflicting, like, because obviously we're also dealing with grief here and with like or at least I thought that it was, how do you deal with, you know, your friend being dead? I mean, it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, I guess, but like I have like conflicting thoughts about how these two align, because if it's grief that we're dealing with, then the hope, I think, in some way is for Yoshiki to move on eventually, even if it's heartbreaking and so sad. If it's homophobia though, and like the monster inside Hikaru actually stands for just like something that people don't understand, then you kind of want them to end up together. I guess in some way maybe it could go together. It's like, oh, Yoshiki is kind of moving on by realizing that this isn't Hikaru anymore, but it's still weird. Like, you can't just kind of move on, I feel like, getting together with someone who looks like the person that died, you know? I mean, again, it doesn't have to be, like, the metaphor doesn't have to be all the way. Like, not everything has to kind of conform with the metaphor, I guess. But it leaves me wondering where the story is going to go in terms of, like, am I going to want to root for them to stay together? Or am I going to you know, want to root for Yoshiki to kind of move on from it? Like, on the one hand, Nonuki is like a monster who kills people, maybe for its own survival, but it still does. So like, you're like, I mean, is this supposed to be something that we're just kind of turning a blind eye to, or something that we just understand because he has to? So like, I mean, comparing that to being, I guess, gay is interesting too. I don't think the story is trying to tell us that gayness is bad in any way, but it's still, I guess it mostly compares. If we're to say that Nonuki inside Hikaru stands for a gay person, then I guess it shows how far he needs to go in order to preserve himself just because he's gay, supposedly, or just because he's a monster. Like, he wouldn't kill the people if they weren't out to get him first. Anyway, it's interesting. It's such a good show. It's such interesting themes that it deals with. So yeah, let's get into this episode. See where we get to. Check out my Patreon for full reactions. Subscribe. Let's go. I did not know what to imagine. Oh, and that's no. So the cat is like okay with Nonuki now then? That's interesting. Because he's kind of becoming tame. And we see that he's not all bad actually, but then what? What does that leave us? I don't know. Because again, if quote-unquote the monstrosity stands for the gayness, then do we really want Hikaru or Nonuki to turn less monstrous? Also, it seems like that's what Yoshiki wants, understandably, but then I wonder how much of that is like internalized quote-unquote homophobia. Like, are we going to end up rooting for the villagers to die and for this dude to, like, this dude that's after Nonuki to just disappear so that he gets to survive? Possibly. I can see that happening. In front of all the other boys. What's coming? What is she hearing? Listen to her. Oh my god. Do you live with something like that? Yeah. Crazy. Is something gonna happen? And what's with her? Okay. I mean, I wonder about her sister. I hope she's gonna be fine. Yeah. Okay, I guess he wasn't supposed to die. Like, I thought he went there. Well, I guess maybe they go to the mountain and they're not supposed to die. Maybe it's not supposed to be a sacrifice. I don't know. Maybe it just happens. He's really sweet with her. It's really sweet. Yeah. And now does he know? I mean, he has the memories. I guess he should know. I mean, if you don't actually hurt it, maybe it won't hurt you. Amazing. Oh, it's a different one? You're going to enter with it? Ritual for the gods to protect you from the demons? Yeah, I mean, they're very traditional and hold on to traditions. Yeah, maybe they're worshipping the demons? What? Oh shit. Oh shit. He's going after him? Oh right, the barrier you put around the... I see. Oh. He's left out. What is he gonna do? Oh shit. Oh no. I don't know what I want to happen. No, I definitely... He still has the mark on his wrist. Is he going to find him? Oh, you can't... What? Oh, you just can feel it? That's what made you drop? What? Oh, he found him in the mountain, I guess. But he did. We saw him. And I guess I just assumed he didn't find anything, but... I guess it was kind of to show that he's not interested in women's bodies, so he just like turned away. I don't know. Honestly. But he's dead. You were panicking for Yoshiki.
起きた時にはお前が帰ってきとった。半年間ずっと抱えてたってことを。だから不眠になったんや。
It's a lot to come to terms with.
ヒカルに会いたいな。なんであんなにうちの家族のこと探ってくんねやろ。またお前んとこのおとやんとおかやん喧嘩したんか。
It's oppressive.
うちの親仲悪いのいつものことやのに。後取りのユウスケ君が病気やって。ユウスケ君は病気やないよ。同性愛者や。
Oh.
LGBT? この村は狭すぎるんよ。
Okay, we outright said it.
都会に来たなったら俺んとこ来たらええ。よしき見て。カニカニカニカニ。何しためん。よしき。俺どっか行ってくる。
Oh god, this is so sad.
代わりにはなれへんかもけど。お前のことは絶対守るし、お前のお願いなら何だって聞いたるから。
この結界を作るために僕内臓一つ持ってかれてるんで何個も作れないっすね。
What?
僕は霊感だとか会社の推奨するやり方は嫌いですし。
Which is what, right? Sacrificing other people?
それで結局ああいうのは人間が好きなんですよ。だから人の多い場所。
Fancy humans, but
あんな度級のがどうやって人混みの中を目立たずに移動できたのか。もしかして何かに化けてるかもしれないですね。
what's gonna happen on the tracks? Oh, I think we saw it in the opening. Why are you here? You know it's here? No! They're traveling away from the village in this song. Oh, are we going to see what happened? No, not really. What a stupid way to die. I know.
ごめん。インドの役目ちゃんと果たせんかったかも。俺が死んだらあいつ一人になってまうや。
So that's why he wanted. Yeah, that's why he wanted.
一人にさせたない。
He asked him to come, right? He invited him in.
何？ネキ様。
Yeah, he didn't even know the name properly. Didn't know what he was doing. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, okay, so it's like Hikaru willed it. I mean, you know, we saw this scene. we just didn't know what Hikaru was thinking about when he asked for someone to, to go into his body or something, when he invited Nonoki in. So it seemed, at least to me, it seemed like he just didn't want to die, right? But here we understand that it wasn't just for himself. It was only, it seemed, for Yoshiki. So he wouldn't have to, have to deal with everything on his own. Which is just so sad, because we see that he's really, it's really hard for him. And he still, it's interesting because he still has to deal with the grief, because he knows this is not Hikaru, and yet it's doing exactly what Hikaru really wanted. It's by his side. He has someone to cry with. He has someone who listens to him. Someone who needs him. And that gives him purpose in some way. It gives him something else to focus on, but his family and the problems with his sister and the village that just kind of sticking their noses in and everything. So in a lot of ways, yes, you definitely root for Nonoki to stay there, to be by his side. And at this point, it's not like he's pretending that Nonoki is Hikaru. Like, he knows and he grieves. And in some way he is, I guess, in some way moving on. It's not Hikaru, but he looks like Hikaru. But I guess you could still, the fact that Yoshiki recognizes him as as not Hikaru, and he knows it's something else, and he knows he's never gonna get Hikaru back. He is still going through the grief process. But it definitely feels like if something happens to Nonoki at this point, then he will really break Yoshiki. It will be kind of the final straw or something of Hikaru's dead and there's nothing here even to kind of take his place. It's not, he said it himself, it's not like he's taking his place. He can't really replace Hikaru, but he's still there. He's the only one that Yoshiki can talk about his grief with, can cry with. He kind of wanted to move away and Yoshiki pulled him back because he needed him there. So it definitely, with this episode, it's definitely framed as no, you don't want anything to happen to Nonoki in a lot of ways. You see how much Yoshiki needs him, and for him, he's there was that point where he was when he walked into the barrier and then he was like, who did this? And his eyes glowed and he looked kind of menacing, but he doesn't kill people just because. He kills those who are a threat to him. So he knows that this barrier means that someone is looking for him, probably, that there's some danger. And we know that it's true. So, I don't know, in some way, yes, you kind of root for him to at the very least not be discovered. And if he ends up killing the person that's here to eliminate him, I'm assuming, then I don't know if I would feel that bad, honestly. The whole village was definitely framed in this episode a lot more clearly. It's too kind of stuck in its ways and too nosy and too kind of claustrophobic and just, it's not even clear what they're worshipping, but they do call it Nonoki-sama. And I think maybe, I don't know what this ritual entails. I don't know what the Indo family was supposed to do. In some way, Hikaru or Nonoki, who has Hikaru's memories, I guess he does know what the ritual entails. If he thought about it. I don't know. I don't know if maybe he doesn't think it's a big deal or anything, but I wonder. I don't know, but it seems mixed, kind of the village maybe worships Nonoki. I'm not sure about that, if that's what they worship, but they also don't want it to get, they want it to stay locked in the mountain and not taint their lives, because they decided that it's a bad thing and they don't want anything to do with it. And that's where the homophobia metaphor comes in, which was pretty much stated in this episode too, because they talked about how, right after talking about Yoshiki's parents fighting, they were talking about which family was it? Yusuke from, I don't remember which family, that he's almost homosexual, and now I guess, I don't know exactly what they did to him, but it seems there's been gossip at the very least. Hikaru thought he was sick or something, so they probably, they pretty much ousted him, I think, from the community or something. So it's very hard. And Yoshiki just wants to get away from this place. And Hikaru was his safe haven. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, the parallels between being a monster and being gay. But we've seen aspects of its monstrosity, but a lot of it was just, again, just for survival. And otherwise he seems so like, we started this episode with him trying so hard to connect to the cat, and being so goofy about it. And the cat actually, like, after we saw it freak out before, now he's actually let Hikaru, get close. And so maybe that means that, that there isn't actually anything scary about Hikaru if you just are like Nonoki, if you actually get to know him and you don't pose a threat to him. There's something very gentle and innocent about him, actually, but it's still not human. Or the people like refuse to see it as human, so they would very definitely not have a good reaction to this. Like, they don't want it in their midst. I don't wonder about the the exorciser or whatever he is. Like, I wonder what he went through, if it was with Nonoki. Because Nonoki is a big deal. It seems like it's the one spirit or demon that they were after, in particular the company. That it was built 100 years ago to chase after Nonoki, I think. And this guy has this like scar on his neck. And they talked about how people who can sense the spirits probably had a traumatic incident with something. So probably something happened there. Also, the whole, I have to sacrifice one of my internal organs. I prefer to do that than what the company usually does or something. So I'm just like, what the hell? Like, this whole thing seems like very portrayed as very, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Like, more than shady, just like outright bad. I think like they're supposed to protect the village, or they're supposed to protect humanity from these demons or something, but their methods are questionable at best. The fact that the person who's here, what's his name even? I don't know. The fact that he doesn't, like, he criticizes their methods, doesn't use them, sacrifices his own body to protect, the shrine, at least. It seems like he definitely is at odds with this company. That maybe there's something less bad. I don't have words about him. Like, maybe there's more humanity to him. That maybe we could possibly sway him from what he's doing. I don't know if we can go that far, but I mean, I don't know. That's an option. But I feel it feels like the way that it's presented, that maybe we can talk to him. I don't know. If he realizes that Nonoki is hiding as a human being, as a human boy, maybe he won't have such an easy time, killing him, especially if Yoshiki like begs him not to or something like that. I feel like that is a possibility. I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe he will just be like, no, he's a monster. And the fact that he took on like a human form makes it even more monstrous, and I'm just going to kill him. Maybe he wouldn't care about that at all. But I have a little bit of a hope for this guy. I guess, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. So Yoshika's having a really hard time. And I mean, his sister, it was just so sweet to see how sweet Nonoki was with his sister, Like, all the signs here were just showing Nonoki is just a sweet boy, or something that's pretending to be a boy, but really trying hard to be that boy, to be, to really fit into this life and really fit into Yoshiki's life. And inherently, there doesn't seem to be anything really evil about him, for what we see. Anyway, the show is so good. I definitely feel that the point is to root for Nonoki to stay, but I'm scared. I hope that we're, like, I'm scared that if this is going to end, like, tragically, that would be very sad. And just, like, I don't know. Then what? Then maybe, if anything happens to Nonoki, I think Yoshiki will just leave and never look back on this village. Honestly, I don't know. But then, we also get, like, the perspective of, like, Ria, who said her son was, like, hurt by her husband, who I guess a demon like Nonoki took the form of, right? So you can understand why she feels like this is an evil that she has to stop. I do wonder about the circumstances of what happened there, though. did he hurt him? Like, was it just an evil demon, or did he hurt him because he had to for some reason? I don't know how you could possibly explain that away, but like, I wonder. But in that case, though, it definitely seems like the demon was, from what we saw, from the little glimpse that we saw, and the little explanation that she gave, it definitely seemed like, you know, I mean, it was just a little boy and he got hurt by the demon. So you would understand after that why she believes in what she believes so much, and why she feels like she has to protect Yoshiki and the village and everyone from Nonuki, you know. Anyway, great episode. I hope you guys enjoy this reaction. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons: Red in Tear, Andy Plays All Night, Terranor, Michael Gabriel, Shadows Moon, Marsh, and Stone Tree. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons who, without their support, I would never be able to keep on doing this. Thank you so much.